All right, guys, today we're putting on new handlebars to the Haoqi Cheetah Pro. The Cheetah Pro currently has fairly flat handlebars. They're probably 30 millimeter height, and we're going to go ahead and put on 90 millimeter height lift on the bar, and it should make it a much more upright ride for me, and that's why I'm doing it. I don't like the lean that it has. I've said that in past videos, that it leans just a little too far forward for me, and I like a little bit more upright ride. So let's get to that. All right, guys, as you can see, we are changing out a handlebar on this bike. The reason we're changing it out is I think the slope of this handlebar is too flat. I like a slightly steeper slope, because on this bike I need the handlebars to come back to me a little bit more. I'm hoping this is all I have to change out, but if I have to add an adjustable stem, I will do that. I don't think I need to. We will try just the handlebars first and see how it goes. I was thinking these are 720 millimeter with a 90 millimeter riser. So the riser here is 90 millimeters. You can get 30, I think 30, which is fairly flat. This might be 30, 60, 90, and 120. I went with the 90 because I thought a little too much on the 120. I could be wrong, but got these on Amazon for, I don't know, 28, 29 bucks. So what we have to do is we have to move everything off of this one onto this one. And I figure one of the easiest ways for me to do it, and you can do it yourself, you don't have to have all this stuff that I have. I just happen to have it, and because I have it, I'm going to use it. So the first thing we need to do is take off these hand grips. Also, I bought new grips. And these are the grips I bought. I like the little palm rest. If I'm buying new grips, I'm going to buy them with palm aid. And also these are black and green. Not quite the right green for this bike, but that's okay. This is the Haoqi Cheetah Pro. I'm changing it out on. So, and those hand grips are about $21. I'm using two cameras, one that's facing this and one that's on my chest. I may move in and out between the two. My thought is I'm going to have to unplug this. Most of these should be a number 4. If you're unsure, let me show you a trick. I gotta point this down. Let me show you a trick. If you're unsure of what you're doing, if you're unsure of your order, just come up here. Take a picture so you can reference back to it later. All right, let me get these out of the way so you can see a little bit. There we go. So I need to take the display off. Fairly simple. Most of this is Phillips screws. or the number 4 Allen. The display change off and the bell off. Now, I'm going to rise this back up and I'm going to put the bell on. Just going to snug it a little bit. Not much, just enough to hold it. Then I'm going to take the display. I'm just going to set it aside, but I'm going to put the changer on for your display. Again, not going to tighten it all the way because I don't know where it's going to sit in reference to the grip. Okay, those are the two. Not worried about this because I can put this on once I get it on. Now we'll work on putting this brake on. Not tightening it, just making sure it don't slide off on me while I'm working on this other side. Just enough to get it off. Now I'll just slide this over a little bit because I don't have it connected to the handlebar. And I'll put this back on. Put the brake back on. And now we're set to take the handlebars off. Now it would be just as easy to do it with the handlebars sitting down here. I just happen to have the bike rack or the bike maintenance stand. My guess is the old handlebars were 30 millimeter rise. They weren't straight flat across. Then we just take this one, kind of place it where we're going. I'm going to get all 4 of these started. So something I'm going to do before I put it all together and make sure it's what I want, I'm going to just get these in and kind of sit on it and make sure that the height and what I want it to do is right. So the problem I had with the other ones is it just leaned me too far forward. And by it leaning me forward, it just, because of the slope is so little, I couldn't pull it back to me enough. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I think that's about right. I don't need to change out the head or anything. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to tighten these. All right, so now we have the display on and kind of pretty exactly where I want it. Okay, trying to show you where I want this. Kind of want this right here, right even with this handlebar itself. Then I'm going to rotate this up to where I like it, which is about right here. Now as I ride and I say, ooh, I don't really like that, I can maneuver this a little bit more, make a slight adjustment. Nice. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so now I can tighten these other items up on this side. Okay, now we're going to tighten the PAS changer. Where do I like it? Yeah, that's really good, actually. Remember, a lot of this stuff doesn't have to be torqued real low or high. These are just, a lot of them are kind of plasticky pieces. I need to put the bell within reach of my thumb when it's on the thing. That's good. Most of your shots are going to be from this camera here, because the camera on my chest is just a little too close and probably not in a good spot. Bell's on, everything's on this side. Now we got to work on the other side. So this side may be more challenging because I'm going to have to cut this back, because this is not for a throttle, this is for a bike. But I kind of want to get some of this set to where I don't have to mess with it a whole lot. Okay, I like where everything's at. My only issue I'm going to have is this is a one-piece throttle. So I may have to try to cut this and then cut this down to fit it. But if I cut this, I'm going to be cutting off the locking mechanism. So let me give it a thought. The way this throttle was made, it wasn't made in two parts, it was made in a single part. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put just a thumb throttle here instead. Then I'll be able to use the entire grip with the thumb throttle sitting right here. So my hand's big enough, it wouldn't matter. I could move in if I needed, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace the twist throttle with a thumb throttle right there. Supposedly the thumb throttle will be in tomorrow. We'll finish this job up and take it for a little spin and show you. Yeah, there we go. That's really good. Really good. Still got a fairly good extension on my leg. So let's wait for that throttle. It'll be here like that. We're back. It may seem like that to you, but to me, this was waiting about a week to figure this out, and I'll show you why. I will add a few pictures in here to show you what has to be done, at least on the Haoqi Cheetah Pro, to make a throttle that's not from them work. Now, I bought this throttle, plugged it in, looked like it was plug and play when I did it. It did not function. Didn't work at all. So I said, all right, I'll buy some other hand grips that have it in it. Plugged it in. Again, same kind of connector, looked the same. It was a female Juliet plug. Did not work. So I said, all right, well, I guess I'll just buy the originals, because I had screwed this one up by taking everything off. So I bought it from Amazon, waited about 10 days for it to come in. It came in, plugged it in, did not work. You know, I plugged my old one back in. I could get it, even though it was pieces, I could get it to function like it worked. So then I said, well, there's only 3 pins. Either there's something inside these units from different manufacturers that make them different, or the pin is wrong. So I thought, what I would do is I would cut the existing female off the throttle side and take my old one and cut it. This is the old one original, And one of the differences is the wiring diagram, or the wiring is different colors. So on this, it was going clockwise from the aligner. It was red, white, black, or red, white, blue. Red, white, blue. So in here, you think it was red, white, blue, and it was. But in the throttles, the throttles, this one happened to be purple, white, and black. So I put a picture in here of what it looked like. I put it together, it didn't work. So I'm like, it's got to work somehow. So I did end up switching, because it's backwards. If you look at it, it's backwards. I did end up switching the outer ones, and what I have marked down in the photo is correct. And I soldered them together, plugged it in, put some, this heat sink is a marine grade heat sink, double coated. Now I'm just going to put it on the bike. I'm not going to tighten it yet, because I've got to make sure I got my grip where I want it. But you take that, you kind of put it where you want it wire-wise. Kind of want it to go around that way. Then we plug this back in. Make sure you align it. Plug back in. Now I will straighten this, and you'll see in the final product it's straight. Come back over here. I'll turn it on. This bike does not work in 0, and it still doesn't work in 0. Move it up to PAS1. It comes on. All the way up to, this one has PAS5. Works great. You may have to rewire yours as well if you choose to do this and you wish to switch out to a different hand grip or a different throttle. Say your throttle goes out, your wiring may be different. If it does not work, you've got a wiring issue in the inside. You can modify it by cutting this off and putting the original back on. That's what I did. It works fine. All right, guys, that's it. I added a mirror over here. I have the handle grips I like. We now have a thumb throttle, just so I can have the grips I like. And we will move this up to a PAS level. I need to tighten that too, but here we go. PAS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. All the PAS levels work. And that's how you change out the handlebars and put new grips on the Haoqi Cheetah Pro. Not always easy, but it is worth it. The thumb throttle was $10 from Amazon. That's the video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe below, and we'll see you on the next episode.